Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Today, I finally got the third and final Wilson Shift 99L for Lite. Stay tuned. All right, coffee sponsor of today is Patrick Fitzpatrick. Patrick Fitzpatrick is part of my coffee club and hooks me up with one dark roast hot brew once a month. So thank you for your continued support. Thank you for being part of the club. If you want to be my coffee sponsor of the day or join the coffee club, network is buymeacoffee.com/tennis spin. If you want to just hook up the channel, super thanks is the way. Link is below. Thank you to everyone for the coffee. All right. So the long-awaited and slightly delayed Shift 99L is here. As you can see by the specs, 99 square inch head, 16 by 20 on the string pattern. It's 10.1 before strings, which makes it about 10.6 with the strings. It's supposedly 8 points head light, which is pretty head light. I'm a little worried about that number. I took some numbers before, and this is strung. 10.6 with the strings, 5 points head light with the strings on the balance. Swing weight is not bad at 311. There's some racket coming through. Constant beam 23.5. So. Dan the man, thank you so much for playing, my man.
Thank you. Thanks
All
for
right.
me.
Same time next week?
You got it.
All right. If you are looking for that perfect tennis partner who'll play with you whenever you want, I play with Dan once a week. Player Court is the place. Over 27,000 registered players wanting to play with you. It's all at playercourt.com/tennis spin. Link is below. Find your partner there. As I've said in the past, the shift line is kind of a combination of two rackets. It's kind of like an ultra going this way and plowing forward, and it's like a clash going this way. It bends going this way, okay? The stiffness of the racket, though, which actually measures this part, is 68. So that's actually pretty stiff, unlike a clash, which tells me that it's probably going to have a little bit of power, okay? All right, let's take it out and test it out. All right, stay tuned. All right, Coach Rob, is it time to shift to the 99L?
Absolutely. This is sweet.
Yes.
Nice stick. Well done, Wilson. And I'm not just saying that because I'm Mr. Wilson.
Yes, you are.
I am Mr. Wilson, but I love this. It felt really good. It was a good stick.
So even with the confidential at 52,
right?
Not your tension, not
Nope.
your string,
Nope.
felt great.
Yeah, I like the weight. I liked how it came through on the follow through. There again, once we kind of got it up here, I wouldn't have thought it was light, but once I got to here, the racket just kept on going. Got good spin on the ball. At least I thought. It looked like it was jumping up on you a little bit.
Right, it was.
Yeah, it really felt good.
So I felt like the weight was kind of hammerish. It was kind of into here and then out to there, like half here and half here. So it started off there and then finished at the top, which was kind of interesting to me. I definitely was not expecting that from 8 points head, light, unstrung. It plowed through perfectly. I think anybody of any level should and could handle this racket.
Right.
So I would say,
try it.
Yeah, good all-around racket for pretty much everybody.
Yeah, if you're looking for a 99 head size and you find the sweet spot, it's there. Racket felt great.
Good power.
Good power. Like the volleys, served it.
Yeah.
Like the coming up over. Got the Lite where I could go up and snap it, and got some nice kick to it.
Yep. The balance was actually perfect.
Yeah, it was nice.
The stiffness was perfect. It was easy to shape the ball. It was easy to come up over the ball. All right, Coach Rob, thank you for
shifting.
Shifting to the 10-1 Lite for me. Very shocked, very surprisingly, pleasantly shocked by this racket.
Felt good.
Yep. All right, so let's bring it around to some other coaches to try, and we'll see you there. All right, so just tried out the new 99L. We got Coach Chris, who's holding the mic first. We'll let you go first. What'd you think?
All right. So playing with this for a bit, I thought that the Shift in general has a bit of a flex point comparing to the Clash. I think this has a little bit more forgiveness hitting with it, especially when you're trying to add a bit more pace. There is good control too for a light racket. I felt like that after hitting a couple times to that, you get a lot of spin and control. Power wise, it is, I think, definitely a bit more than the Clash, I would say. And then a little bit more on the forgiving side too. I think that's the biggest feature. So overall, I would probably recommend this racket to a lot of club levels, especially the ladies out there, 3-0, 3-5, even 4-0 too. This would be a good one for you guys to use. It's light. It's only 10.1 ounces. But yeah, something to kind of give it a go to if you're looking for a bit of power, control, and a bit of forgiveness too as well in the arm.
Do you think it played more than the actual weight though? Because with the strings in there, it's 10.6. Did it have a little more plow than you thought it would?
That's why, I think that's what I was saying is because the only other racket I tried out that had a little bit of this kind of technology is the Clash.
Right.
And I felt like this had a little bit more plow through it and a bit more effortless power.
Right, because it's stiffer going that one way.
Stiffer, yeah, definitely for sure.
Yeah.
So,
Coach Gu, let's pass it on.
Overall, the Shift, first of all, cosmetic-wise, I think it's the cleanest out of the whole family. I just like the Shift colorway, which is great. Definitely plays interesting. I mean, the biggest thing is what I realized, it's really easy to create spin. Super forgiving, like Coach Chris said. Pretty much pockets the feel, which is great. And it does not play like a 10-1. It does not play as a 10-1. It feels like it does give a lot of plow for such a light racket. And creating spin around the corners, even on the run, even like kind of ripping high and heavy lobs, it's really easy for that access. Yeah, I can still kind of drive it flat. That's the surprising thing. So there's a lot of variations you can do with this racket. Easy access to spin, power, control, but also just variety of your shots. It's a lot easier to adjust with this racket. It did feel easy. It did remind me of like an Ultra and a Clash had a baby, pretty much. Because it had the power as the Ultra, but it does have the flexibility like a Clash. So I think that's what they're trying to target for those players that are looking for that power, but also have that mobility access like a Clash.
Right. So I'm going to tell Coach Gu a little bit about what this is all about.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for informing me now.
I don't want to tell him and then have it in his mind, right? So I want him to feel it first, and then I can talk about it later. So going this way is, let's say, an Ultra, stiff, regular racket.
Really stiff, yep.
Now going this way, it's a Clash. So it's really flexible going this way.
Yes, it is.
So
creating spin is easier.
Their theory, that's correct. Their theory is by being flexible this way, that it gives you more top, it gives you more shape, it gives you more clearance over the net.
Yes, it definitely does. It definitely really does. So
even with the 16 by 20 pattern.
Yeah, which is pretty interesting because I thought it would be like a 1820 or a 1619, but it's not.
I'd rather have it 1618.
Well, that's a you preference, my boy.
Less strings better.
Yeah, because you string.
Because I got to string it. All right, so we got Coach Alicia today.
All right.
Let's pass it on to Coach Alicia.
There you go. Have fun. Knock yourself out.
So Coach Alicia plays for the USF Dons. You normally play with what racket?
I play with the blade.
You play with the blade. 1619?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is going to be a little more power for you. Mm-hmm. What did you feel with this racket?
I feel like this racket gives me more spin on my forehand side, where I tend to usually hit it really flat. And then for the backhand side, I hit it really flat. So this racket gives a little bit more spin for me. I think, this racket generally generates way more spin than most Wilson rackets, I would say.
More power?
More power too.
Okay.
Yeah, and more control, a bit more control.
So it's giving you everything.
Kind of fits my game a bit.
Would you play with this?
I would play with this if it was a heavier racket.
Okay.
A 10-1 or a 10-1 is a bit light for me, but I would definitely give it a try if it was a heavier racket.
Did it actually, if I didn't tell you it was a 10-1, would you think it was a 10-1?
Maybe not. It's probably just in my head.
See? So with the strings on, it's about 10-6. But it does play a little heavier than that. That's what everybody's been saying. So the balance is more towards kind of the throat to the head.
Yeah.
And it had more plow than I anticipated. Probably they anticipated.
Yeah, it did.
So I think if I didn't tell you, you'd probably be able to say, I like this racket.
Yeah, it does. It feels good.
Yeah.
So I think it would be a great racket for, woman who wants an easier forehand, because double-hander backhands is a lot easier to hit with a racket like this. So anyone that wants a better forehand can try and use this racket.
All right. I say, if I didn't tell anybody that this was 10-1, 10-6 strong, that anybody can use this racket. Would you guys agree with me?
I think so.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
This feels very awkward.
All right. So it's not an awkward racket. We're just being awkward with it, I think, right now. But great. So this is the third racket in this line and the lightest of all. I would say this is probably one of the best light rackets out right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, as a coach, you want to use a lighter racket to feed, and usually all of them are 108 size and like 9 ounces. So they're pretty or like really light, like not
Boing.
gonna, pretty much gonna
Boing.
dink it and then it flies.
Boing.
This one I can actually play with. When you feed, sometimes you want to play with your clients. I would actually play with this racket.
Okay. Wow, that's big words from Coach Gu. Coach Ching, what you doing?
He's trying to figure it out.
I think that it's an interesting design that they have going on. I think it really encourages modern tennis. So you can't really, a lot of the people back in the day traditionally would hit continental, so you're hitting more through. Now it's forcing you to hit with more spin.
Right.
So I really think it's a good way to get someone who, would like to try a bit more on how to hit with the modern forehand and modern technique, this would definitely be a choice for along those lines for someone who's willing to make a change in their technique. So that's what I'm thinking.
Good job, Ching.
Man, that was aggressive.
I'm liking you
My goodness.
expressing your words finally here. Any
No
last
comment.
words, Coach Alicia?
No, I would recommend this racket for sure. You can generate power, control, and spin very easily, I would say.
Yep.
At least for me, it was very easy. I see my shot clearance. It was way,
Predictable.
easier to clear the net, or the ball is landing in most of the time. So
Yep. That's
I'd
the
recommend
thing.
it.
Yeah, the thing about the drop.
Yeah.
So, all right. Cool, you recommend it?
Yes.
Guys, we love this new Wilson Shift 99L. It plays heavier than an L. So if you wanted to just say L and give yourself an excuse to buy an L, you get this one. Okay? So I'm going to start with Coach Gu. Where can we find you, Gu?
You can find me at AG.tennis. I'll also be posting content there as well.
Pass it over to Ching.
You can find me at CV Chen Tennis.
And
That's
It.
does Coach Alicia want to share an Instagram?
find me at Alicia YUE and then dash underneath.
Dash underneath.
Dash
Okay,
underneath.
dash
Underscore.
Underscore.
She forgot it for a second.
Okay,
She's a little tense.
YUE. Okay, we'll put a link below. All right, guys, thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.